Greetings and welcome to Old Drunken Discography, where all friends, fans come together, BS, argue, occasionally agree, not tonight, and disagree on an artist. Tonight we're talking Creed. This was Bill's pick. He's up top.
Howdy.
I'm Jason. I did not pick Creed. That's Tim. He didn't pick Creed.
Nor would I.
And at the bottom we have our special guest, Mike.
Hello.
Who didn't pick Creed, but he could have if he was a Patreon member. Plug that Patreon. That's what you do on YouTube. Each week one of us picks an artist, like I said. Next week Tim's picking Tomahawk. And then I pick Sloppy Seconds. Who knows what Bill's going to give us next? We don't know.
Probably like Finger 11 or something.
Please, God, no. Insert that Michael Scott clip, editor.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
All right.
Nice.
We're talking fucking weather. This is our current rankings. We're all lined up, which is weird. But hey.
Only 2 albums in.
I surely thought I was going to have a hot take putting Human Clay last, but... All right, we're talking Weathered. I guess I can start this one off. Because if you haven't watched
You don't want to go track by track?
We can go track by track.
I could go track by track.
Are we making a Bill sandwich again?
Hey, if you want to join.
If you want to jump in.
I don't know if I want to be in the middle.
Actually, you should. You need to be in the middle. This time, I'll go first.
I'm always in the middle, though.
Well, you have to
I'll be
follow
in the
up
middle.
this because I have a
I'll be
question.
in the middle.
I could be
I'll
in the
weather
middle.
the middle for you, Bill.
All right, bullets. Bill, is Creed new metal? Question mark.
Yeah. Is this Kid Rock or Disturbed? I'm not down with this sickness.
Sadly, best opening track so far. Had some energy, heavier than the past, and Scott changes pitch.
You had that dramatic pause. I thought your notes were done.
Well, I was asking Bill a question. He didn't answer, so
Oh, okay.
that's why I needed him to be in the middle.
It's okay. I don't think that Creed's new metal yet. I do mean yet. We'll get to that one. I thought that Bullets was a decent intro for Creed. I wouldn't say it's their best. The vocals were a little questionable at times. It was all right. Didn't
All right.
piss me off.
Okay. That's why I said best closing track so far. Or opening track, sorry, opening. All right, Freedom Fighter. I like how they threw in a callback to Wash Away Those Years. I like it when bands do that. Again, this is heavier than the previous 2 albums. It's not new or original, but it's new for Creed. I'm liking the Drunken Pillhead Scott better.
I've got, someone heard Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah. I'll take Rage Creed over Pearl Creed.
Yeah.
Oh, I said it was a nice rock song, but it got pretty repetitive, which says something.
Ooh, okay. Ain't got to worry about my top songs. All right, Who's Got My Back? The opening chant it put fucking Anya's The Return to Innocence in my head. So fuck you, Who's Got My Back? The way the chanting faded out, I was thinking it was going to be a short little interlude type song, so I checked the timestamp. Jesus Fuck Me Sideways, the song is 8 minutes long. 3 minutes, 30 seconds, the drums finally come in. 4 minutes, 30 seconds, the band starts doing something. It's the same something they've done for 2 albums now, but hey, it's something. And that's about how the rest of the song plays out, minus the last minute that just repeats on the fade out and ends with the Enya chant.
So, Tim, how'd you spend your 8 minutes?
My notes read as follows.
One whole page of his notes is this song.
Okay, that intro happened. What the hell is going on with this song? Is this glycerine? I could feel my joy of life being sucked out of me. This is clearly the worst song ever. The 2000s radio rock version of the Judy Collins classic, Send in the Clowns.
Oh, we know how you feel about that one.
Go watch our No Doubt videos.
Is that where it showed up? I can't remember.
Yeah, it was No Doubt top songs, I think.
Just go listen to Send in the Clowns. That's all you need to do. Once you hear it once, you will never forget it.
That just reminds me of Krusty the Clown from The Simpsons because he sings it at one point.
Krusty knows. Krusty would be on OTT for sure.
Who's got my back? The tempo changes were the best part of this song. Besides that, it was forgettable, and 8 minutes of my life I'm never getting back.
You are not putting up a good defense for this band here. All right. Signs. We are back to heavy Creed. Now instead of Talentless Tool, we have moved to corn riffs filtered through Alice in Chains. The chorus has a good vocal melody, I guess. Someone needs to tell Creed that the bridge is usually where a band does something cool and interesting, not more boring and repetitive than the chorus.
This sounds like an Audio Slave and if a Foo Fighters song had a baby.
Oh, yeah, the Foo was kicking here, too. The Foo was on top.
Yeah, the Foo was kicking hard on
This
this
is like
one.
the shaved head. There's nothing left to lose Foo, too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. This is Learn to Fly.
Yep.
I don't know. I thought the chorus vocals were solid, kind of what Jason mentioned here. I thought it was actually a pretty solid song overall.
All right. One Last Breath. It's a pretty guitar riff, but it plays through the whole song. Lyrically, well, you already know it's the same trope we've had since the beginning. I can see why Bill is so adverse to guitar solos. I can count on one hand, how many this discography has had.
Which finger are you going to count on?
One.
What happens when you get to 2?
Wait.
Then we're in England.
2. We never hit that 3.
Where are we at? One Last Breath?
Yeah. I like the guitar riff.
See, and I've got back to a shitty arpeggiated intro.
It was pretty.
More of the same.
Oh, I've always thought One Last Breath was pretty.
Was that a single?
Yeah,
I believe so.
Okay.
sure.
Yeah, I don't remember them playing any of these songs.
I was already checked way out of
I was
the
checked
radio
way
by
out on
2001.
01 too. Yeah, but even then, I wasn't seeking out with arms wide open, but it was so ubiquitous that you couldn't avoid it.
See, well, because the 2 big singles on this one were One Last Breath and My Sacrifice.
Oh yeah, that one I definitely heard. Okay, yeah, okay, never mind. Yeah, that was the hit from this one.
Speaking of My Sacrifice, the only positive thing I can say about this one is there are worse songs that could be playing while you were walking around the mall with an orange Julius checking out the Claire's to see if this is the time you have the courage to get that second ear piercing. After stopping by Bath & Body Works for that perfect cucumber melon smell. Something that works well with that hip new outfit you picked up at Limited too. Who knows, maybe you'll stop off at FYE and grab a copy of that rockin' new Creed album, Weathered. But you better hide it away before your mom picks you up in front of JCPenney.
Interstate Love Song.
Feeling in a rusty cage.
Oh, I just wrote the inferior single on this album.
Stand Here With Me. Honestly, the verses were kind of nice. The chorus was dumb as hell, but I really liked the verses. 2.5 albums in, and we get our first potential top song.
Wow. Okay. I've got Nickelback. So very forgettable.
I said the guitar was pretty all right. I thought it was all right. Besides that, it was pretty meh.
It's
and
still just open chords. They barely go over an eighth note.
well, yeah, I say
A
it's
lot of
nothing.
strumming.
There's nothing crazy, but it's
No, there isn't.
I think it's intentionally supposed to be simplistic.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, if you look at most Christian rock, right, like the instruments are about as basic as you could get.
Sure, because it's about the message.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
That being said, I thought it was pretty also borderline forgettable. Borderline.
All right. Weathered. I had an outer body spiritual moment when this song came on. My spirit was trying to leave the room and go make a pot of coffee to stay awake. Snooze fest here. Even when the band kicks in and starts, rocking.
Yeah, I'm going to piggyback right off that. My notes say boring.
I mean, my notes literally say vocals are mad, nothing new with music going on. I wouldn't say they've had worse snooze fests though. And they've had
Oh,
more
yeah.
forgettable songs than Weathered. Like,
Sure, but I think the problem we're running into at 75% through this entire discography now is that we're getting more forgettable stuff than we are getting an
something
alternative
that's actually
to that.
oh, absolutely.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean,
I don't know.
There's a couple things going on with this album that are going to make it stand out from the rest of them.
Guitar
but otherwise,
tones.
you could take any of these songs and put them on any album.
We'll get to that when we get to the rankings.
Okay.
All right. Hide. Track 9. My spirit was taking too long to make that coffee, so my body decided to join it. Just another mid-tempo, boring-ass 2000s radio rock song. Nothing to see here.
One time when I was in 7th grade, there was a school dance, and I went, but I kind of hung out at the wall, just hoping someone spiked the punch, just to keep the night interesting. But then the hot girl in class grabbed some punch, so I shot my shot. And we ended up dancing for like 3 or 4 songs, getting closer every song. But, we're still 7th grade, so it was pretty magical.
Oh, it was a very pretty song, but unimaginative.
All right.
So everyone hates Creed. Just me, huh?
Right?
Oh,
Bill set you up, man. Bill set you up.
Bill
Shit.
lied to me.
what do you mean?
I can't wait to go.
He went to that
last, is
show
all
just
I'm
like,
saying.
yeah, watch this.
I'm ready to tear this argument apart here, dude. Go on.
All right. Don't Stop Dancing. This is if Eddie Vedder found God and decided to write a Nickelback song, but holy shit, a guitar solo? Still on one hand, but that list is growing.
You've moved from one finger.
Yep, we got that thumb now.
Mine says worse than bad. This has to be their worst song, right? Did Slash play the solo?
I don't know. Is
I
that a legitimate question?
No,
Or
it's
are you
just
just
he's just
okay?
ripping
Okay.
off Slash. Yeah, it's like I'm pretty sure it was the second solo in November Rain.
That's possible.
oh, I like the quieter nature of the song actually. Vocals I was questioning a little bit at times, but I felt like it still worked.
All right, and the closing track, Lullaby, honestly works as a closer. This is the first. There is a first for everything. But why the fuck does he repeat the same lines in the pre-chorus? If there's one thing I hope I showed you, if there's one thing I hope I showed you, that's fucking stupid. There's a lot of words that can rhyme with you. You didn't have to say it twice.
Yeah, like who?
Oh, I mean, I thought about writing my own out, but I left off poo and do and fuck you.
Well, that's just rhyming you with you.
Right, but it different context, you know? Different context.
Where are we at? Lullaby?
Yeah.
Yeah, Creed ballads are absolutely what the world does not need. I bet Hilary Duff passed on this song.
I don't know. I don't know. They wrote this one too. I think.
I don't know. I mean, Lullaby, I would say by far is their best outro song.
By proxy,
Like-
yes.
I said their best outro song.
Yep.
That
I'll give them that.
yes, that is the definition of by proxy.
We just gotta make sure we define the word best.
So actually, by
Least
then
worst.
the word. So for you, with your definition, it isn't by proxy; it's by default, is what you mean.
Right. It's like if you're looking at a litter box, right? And there's like this old turd that's covered in litter. Then there's like this freshly stank dropping. That would be Lullaby. Like that's the difference. It is the best
Nice.
poo in the box, I guess.
I
It's the
don't
one
know.
where the magical little green people showed up and helped you along your adventure.
There's a Futurama episode like that.
I don't know. I really like the four-line acoustic nature of the guitar and stuff going on with it. That actually, I really like Lullaby.
All right. You can have it on top songs. It's not one of my top songs. Oh, it is. Shit.
You told me I could have it, so I'm taking it.
Fuck. I might have to move some shit around. We'll get there.
Oh, I know exactly what I'm doing.
Oh, I don't think you do. All right, Mike Weathered.
All right,
Back Bill up in his defense.
you fuckers, listen. I, my biggest, how do I start? Like, my biggest thing right now is that I hear you guys, and your opinions are valid, and you're way more knowledgeable than I am, right? But you're
I wouldn't say
comparing
that.
a lot,
That's debatable.
and well, in music, strictly.
Still debatable.
You're comparing like Alice in Chains. I heard Korn. Who else? I already forgot it. There's a lot of comparing, and when I listen to Creed, I can't. I don't hear that at all. When I listen to Nickelback, Korn, or Pearl Jam, I don't hear Creed at all. Withered, I'm really happy with how they got way heavier, like a little more, yeah, just heavier.
Well, and we got to point out that Mark is the metalhead in the band, and he plays bass on this album as well because their bass player stepped out for an album. So they actually recorded
I don't
this
know
one
if he
as a
was
3-piece.
Yeah, they were a 3-piece on this one.
he entirely kicked off before they finished. Well, whatever.
He was kicked out because he was a
Sweet.
drunk, I think,
Right.
which is ironic.
Yeah, I thought something happened on their tour is what I read, but
Maybe we should ask Kid
Um,
Rock about that.
No, we'll ask him about that tape that him and Scott have.
what else? Yeah, the comparing things I don't understand at all. I think Creed's very unique, especially here. I think Bullets was fantastic by them. Great, great number one for me. Um, overall. What else?
I'll say that I do think Weathered has their best opening and closing track.
Lullaby was very like surprising to me, I guess. I don't know what better way to say that. It's certainly,
I
I
mean,
don't know.
when
I
you
like,
think of Creed, you don't expect to hear Lullaby. That's what happened when I was listening to it.
yeah, and I think also emotion. Like I really like how they you like play a lot of emotion, and like I think that's what music's a medium for that, and Creed just fucking kills that because especially with one last breath. I mean, your emotions are rolling if you're vibrating
Well, and that's
higher
the
and
beauty
stuff
of
like
music
that.
in general. You know, it's all very subjective, of course, but you're right. It's supposed to connect to you emotionally. And if something connects to you
Hell yeah.
emotionally, it doesn't matter what other people think about it, you know? Like I listen
And
to all kinds of
then
stuff that nobody likes, but I don't care. I like it,
Oh
you
yeah,
know?
I'll defend the Counting Crows to the fucking death because Adam
Yeah.
speaks to me like.
exactly. I think that's me for Creed. Lastly, I have to speak for majority. Like, I think there's a lot more people who like Creed than dislike them. And there's a reason this album and the last two went platinum. And you still hear their songs to this day, radio play, everywhere you go. Hearing Creed, I don't hear Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains in my area, at least on my radio stations. So
Oh, I'm sure they
that
played
will,
Jeremy, right? Jeremy
Yeah,
spoken.
Man in the Box. They got to play Man in the
sure.
Box or Heaven
I
Beside You or Rooster.
It, I mean, it
Not on
depends on
my
what radio
radio
stations you
stations.
listen to.
You might get it
Well, I
once
mean,
on
they
a
play the
Saturday
shit out of
night
all
at
those bands
midnight.
here. So,
Yeah. So that'll wrap it up for me. I again, majority rules here. I think like their albums go platinum for a reason. And secondly, well, like to keep going, I don't listen to like their biggest songs carry everything, right? So their singles basically the whole first to last song of the albums doesn't make sense to me. I think if they got bangers, that's what it's there for, man. It's their bangers only. That's my opinion. So that's it.
word. Okay. Well, let's rank it.
Tim gets to guess.
Oh, I get to guess? Well, I
Yep,
think
you
Mike's
got the
going to move
dot.
it to number one.
Who has number one?
I think Mike's going to have it at number one.
Is that correct?
That is correct.
All right. I think Jason's going to have it at number one.
That is correct. My notes say they did a few different things, so I guess it goes to number one. Something has to.
Bill's kind of thrown me off with putting My Own Prison number one because I would have said that he likes this not as much as Human Clay, but more than My Own Prison. So I'm going to say, yeah, let's put number two for Bill.
Only because my number one Creed song is on this album, yes, I'll put it number two.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, then I'm going to be the odd one out here and have it at my number 3.
I mean, for me, it's literally if my number one song wasn't on this album, it probably would have dipped down to 3 for me.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the first 2 albums really established a sound, and while this doesn't deviate from the songwriting structures, the sound definitely changes.
Yeah,
And I don't know if it works.
I was gonna say at least this one has like sharper tones. It there's a little bit of variation compared to the first 2. I mean that's it is still the same.
So it feels a little more pandering.
Yeah, I mean Human Clay is so pandering though. Like
yeah, but it's also so close to the first album. It feels
this
like
is also their
it's
first
protection.
This is also their first post 9/11 record too.
Yeah, but only by a month, so I would imagine it was actually recorded before.
They missed the timing. Like I mean, Nickelback got them on the timing on that.
Probably
Bill, do
being
you
mastered
remember-
and or manufactured at the time of.
Yeah.
You remember their first song on the show that they opened with?
Bullets.
Yeah, it was Bullets, dude. Did the fucking chills go down your spine? Dude,
Are you
that
talking
was
about the
such a great
Super
fucking
Bowl show?
dude.
The Super
No,
Bowl?
at
the
their
concert.
their tour.
Oh,
concert.
okay.
Yep. No, that's it. Bullets was a solid intro song. Yeah.
Fucking A, dude.
Did they close with Lullaby?
No.
No, they closed with arms wide open.
Well,
I
are we
don't
doing their
remember what they-
encore or their regular?
Oh, that was
Their
probably the
regu-
encore. That was probably the last song of the night.
Arms Wide Open wasn't the last song. I remember that. They closed with something after it. It was.
I think they closed with One Last Breath, the show, and then they came back out.
Okay.
That sounds right. But yeah, Arms Wide Open wasn't. They put because they came back out. They played 2 encore songs. Arms Wide Open was the first one.
And then what, Higher?
I think Higher
Probably
was the
Higher.
last one. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. That's
Sounds
right.
right. Sounds right.
Well, stick around. We got one more album to get to. Let us know your Creed rankings down below. If you even have a Creed ranking. Give us a like, give us a subscribe. We're a playlist link channel. Sort us by playlist. You see all the different bands. You can check out our Mr. Bungle discography.
We'll talk about them for 99.
Yeah. Check out Foo Fighters discography.
Yeah.
A lot of
We're
good
about
bands.
to do Full Circle. Go back and check out The Doors.
Yeah, check out The Doors. That's an old. You got to dig for that one. That's season 2.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Nickelback.
Yeah, Nickelback's there. Lawrence Arms,
Def Leppard.
Def Leppard. Poison's there
All the
too.
hits.
All the hits. All the bangers. Cinderella's there too. Be safe. And what, Bill? What should they do?
Make decisions.
Send in the clowns.
And then you go a little woo, and then a little whoop, 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 and then it's all, and then you're ready to go again.